Hey guys, I'm back with my video response to episode 232. Another fine episode, guys, and let's just start off by saying congratulations to Larry Ashbrook from Ashbrook Music. Dude, congratulations on winning the wah pedal. That demo you did with the blonde pedal was awesome. Sound quality is amazing. So I'm really looking forward to your review on that pedal. So let's go up here with my little list I've got here, guys. So let's first off, pipes. I understand when you go to the tyre shop or you need to go to a place to get some service done on your car, and they say you can just go in there. There's a place in Australia called Kmart Tyre and Auto. They suck, they're expensive, but they're open on the weekend. And so I've taken my cars in there a few times, but they're just rubbish. They take so long. I mean, I got one tyre changed once, and it was like 4 hours. It was forever. The guy goes, "Oh, you might want to do some shopping and come back." Yeah, whatever, douche. So anyway, I sympathise with you. Well, let's talk about recording at home, and especially miking up amps. Now, I just use Reaper. I don't normally use Reaper. I'm a Cubase guy, and I'm a PC guy. I want to get a Mac one day, but, you know, money and all, that sort of thing. So, yeah, using Reaper now, it sounds like you've just got your bit rates mixed up with what you're recording at, and your sound card's set to a different bit rate. Because I've sometimes gotten that when I use my Focusrite unit. It could be that. It may not be. Your computer could have a virus and it could crash, whatever. Who knows? Either way, I've never had those problems, and when I have had them, it's the sample rate really that you're recording at. So, anyways, let's talk about miking up your guitar cabs. Now, you guys are looking at this from the wrong perspective. You're dialing in your tone, and then you're getting a microphone and putting it up against the grill cloth and trying to record, or you're getting a microphone and putting it somewhere else in the room to record. You are going to get a different sound out of that, depending on what microphone you use, how you're recording, how much gain you're pumping into that microphone. So you've got to balance everything out, and what you really need to do is get a decent pair of headphones that will isolate the sound, and get like a looped track or a reamp box or something like that, or get someone else to play. Grab that microphone, put it up against the speaker or wherever you want to do it, and move it around and find the sweet spot. That is one of the hardest things to do, getting that sweet spot. When you find the sweet spot where you think, okay, this is a nice balance between treble and bass, it's not too sort of screechy, it's not too hollow sounding, this is where I like it, then start dialing in the EQ on the amp. And that's how you're going to get the tone that you want, because what I'm hearing by sitting here and the amp's over there, right, is not going to be the same as miking it up. And that's one of the hardest things. One of the last tracks I recorded, what I did was I took some advice I read on the internet. I mic'd up the cab. I'm right in the center of the cone with a Shure SM57, recorded that track. And then what I did was, actually while I recorded that, I recorded a dry signal with a DI box. And then I got my reamp box, and I went back in and I positioned the microphone again to get a better sort of recording with the same recording, you could say. And then I was happy with the sound that I got, and which was really different from the original way I mic'd up the amp. So that's what you got to do. You got to not listen to how the amp sounds in the room where you're sitting, but listen to how it sounds through the microphone, and then you'll get the results that you want. And yes, it is a pain in the ass. But yeah, Pappy, I understand rooms dedicated for music. This room is dedicated to music. There's really nothing in here that isn't really music related. Even the little shelf I've got here is all music stuff. All music. Got cables, my rack effects, straps, microphones, pedals. A couple of books on music. The only thing that isn't music related is the Harry Potter book, which I use as just basically to hold up my music folder. But anyway. And I kind of get upset if I put things on there that aren't music related. In this whole room, everything is basically music related, apart from a couple of DVDs sitting up there on my desk shelf. So I understand, and it will be a pain in the ass if I move somewhere when I do and that sort of thing. So I'm also thinking about getting into the virtual world. I think I've said this before in one of my videos, but we'll see about that. We'll see how I go. It's one of the reasons I bought a Focusrite unit, because I can plug my guitar directly into that. And actually, one of the tracks that I just recorded has a virtual amp on the left channel and my real amp on the right channel, and it gives it kind of a nice tone. So anyways, what's next? Tapping. And it took me a while to develop tapping skills, but I know the intro to Thunderstruck, that's cool and all, but I remember once there was this party I went to, and they had a guitar and that there, and I was playing a bit of guitar, you know, whatever. And then someone else was playing it, and then this like young guy comes up and starts doing the Thunderstruck, you know, finger tapping thing. But you know what? When you do that in front of musicians, it just looks lame, and the guy looked like a full-on tryhard, and we just laughed at him and walked outside. It didn't give quite the effect that he wanted to give, but yeah. You know, one-handed tapping's cool. There's a cool song by In Flames called Episode 666. It's got this breakdown in it, and it does a bit of one-handed tapping, just fret tapping, fretting hand tapping, I should say, and that's cool. But nothing compares to using two hands to get that speed. And you can also use your right hand to dampen the other strings, which I think is really, really cool. So yeah, no, I dig tapping. I think it's awesome. And along with that, pinch harmonics. I remember the day I learned how to do pinch harmonics is one of the happiest days of my life in music. It was awesome. I always wondered how people do it. Then I learned how they did it. And yeah, it's interesting. And my computer's about to restart. What the hell? So anyway, and then I tried out this pick here. You see this? This is a pointless pick, and it bloody is pointless because it doesn't have any points. I don't like it. I find it really hard to use, and you can't do pinch harmonics on it. Well, I can't anyway. What I do like are these tiny little stubbies. 2mm stubbies. Only a tiny bit comes out. Really easy to do pinch harmonics. You know, great for doing some of the palm mute chugging and that sort of thing. Not so good for doing big, you know, 6-string chords and that sort of stuff. But you know, you got to take the good with the bad. Yeah, my favorite pick, and pinch harmonics, I can pull them out easy with that sort of thing there. So, you know, really, really good sort of stuff. Now let's talk about drop D tuning. I remember when I learned how to do drop D tuning, I thought it was cheating because, you know, you want to do a power chord, you got to just use one finger. I was like, wow, this is sort of cheating, and I stayed away from it for a while. Then I got into it again. I think it's a really, really cool way of coming up with some riffs. You can play some real fast sort of chords, like power chords in there. So you might have a riff where you'd only use one string, and then you can use 2 or 3 now. And yeah, it really does open up a lot of things you can do with guitars. You can do like ninth chords easy and stuff like that. So yeah, I really dig drop D tuning. But like you, Pipes, I'll get there and I think, oh, there's only a couple of songs I can play with it. I remember even going to the point where I wouldn't drop the D and drop to D, and I'd try to play without doing that and change the fingering and all that sort of stuff. But no, it's one of the easiest things you can do to give yourself a different sort of sound and a different approach to the guitar. So I really dig it. It's really cool. What's next? Killswitch Engage with Adam Dukowitz. I can't say his name. I thought that was really cool how you guys did the gal with him and got really in depth. I really like that. I saw Killswitch play a while ago now, maybe 2 years ago, maybe a bit longer, maybe 3 years ago. I saw them play here in Australia, and they put on an awesome show. Saw them with Divine Heresy and Shadows Fall. I'm not a big fan of Shadows Fall, but they were really, really good, really tight band. You know, I really liked it. So it was cool. But anyway, guys, I'll cut this one short there. Awesome track, Guitar George on the outro there. I really digged it. But this video is getting way too long, so I'm going to cut it short there. Guys, thanks again for the great, great episode, and I look forward to the next one. Catch ya.